podium and also to the Big Ten Conference. Leslie Gabriel in her second season. As a player and a coach, she has been with Washington for nearly 30 years, and in her first year led the Huskies to the NCAA tournament. Emoni Bush, before missing last season due to an injury, she was all Pac-12. And in the end, Madi Endsley, the senior outside hitter, led the Huskies last year with 3.1 kills per set. Coach, opening statement?
Hey, thank you. First, I want to just thank the Big Ten Conference, the Big Ten Network, for putting on this Media Day event. It's not only great for our players and program, but also for our sport. Thank you to all the media that are here today. You make this experience a special one for our players. Finally, I want to thank my SWA, Kim Durand, and our Assistant Director of Media Relations, Michael Breskis, and also Josie, our media person, for joining us today for our event. Today is an exciting day for us, as it marks a new era in volleyball as we enter our first year into the Big Ten. It is an honor to be a part of this great conference. I believe that the Big Ten is one of the best volleyball conferences in the country. It's filled top to bottom with some of the best teams, coaches, and players in the country. The other exciting thing is the fan support that each institution has for volleyball. We are excited again to be in the Big Ten and can't wait to get started. Washington Volleyball has been one of the top programs in this century, winning both Pac-10, Pac-12 titles, reaching Final Fours, and winning a national championship. We are a program that strives to win conference and national championships each year. As we transition to this new conference and take on this new challenge, we're going to have to raise our level of play while staying true to who we are as a program. Last season, we didn't achieve what we wanted to achieve. With a small roster hit with injuries throughout the season, we were unable to compete like we wanted. In a season filled with such adversity, the thing that I appreciated the most from the players and staff was a sense of resiliency and grit that they showed throughout the season. Each day, the players showed up ready to work and compete. Looking to this year, we are excited about the depth of our roster, returning most of our starting lineup from last year, the return of Emoni Bush, and with the additions of 3 transfers and a freshman class that was ranked 10th in the country. We are excited to get in the gym as a full team and get to work. Today, I have Madi Endsley and Emoni Bush. Both players are established pin attackers that have played major roles and carried big loads for our team during their time here at UW. They are smart, competitive, hardworking women that are great leaders in our program and for the young women in our community. And with that, we're happy to take any questions.
So just a reminder, please state your name and affiliation prior to asking your question. And we will start with Alana.
Good afternoon. I don't know what time it is anymore. Good afternoon, Alana Goldman, 5 wins. Emoni, I wanted to ask about your experience playing with the Canadian national team this summer. What are some of the takeaways that you're looking forward to bringing back to Washington, and how has that made you think about your playing career after college?
Yeah, it was a really amazing experience getting to compete at the highest level. We went to NORCECA Final 6 in the Dominican Republic, competed against some really gnarly teams. But more so personally, I just went into the off-season with the mindset of, I'm going to get my footing back with volleyball, I'm going to get all my skills back, and I'm going to get better at my skills, which I feel like I accomplished. And just kind of establishing myself as a 6th rotation hitter. I worked on that a lot over the summer. Along with great coaches and great teammates, I feel like I made big strides.
Coach, talk into it. Lincoln Arneal, Huskies Illustrated. Coach, you mentioned that you didn't achieve your goals last year, but you got a couple new freshmen in, highly touted. How do you expect them to contribute out of the gates?
Yeah, one of the things that were important to us as a staff was that we bring in a lot of players going into this season so that we have depth. And we're excited about the new players that we have. We have 3 transfers coming in, mixed in with 3 freshmen, like you mentioned. And what I'm looking forward most is just who will rise when competition happens. You know, I think everyone on our roster is able to compete and earn a spot. And so let's get in there and compete and see what happens.
Steve McGargy from the Associated Press. For each of you, I was just wondering what y'all have done during the off season to kind of prepare for the travel demands of switching conferences, playing in kind of a coast-to-coast league like this one.
Yeah, you know, I've been able to sit down with our administration and with my staff and figure out, you know, what's the best way for us to travel? When is the best time? You know, is it best to fly commercial? Is it best to charter? And so our department and our staff, we put a lot of time and thought into that. Sorry. There's been a lot of really good decisions to do that so that we get to the places that we need to, and the girls can be well rested to compete.
Yeah, and as players, we don't have much control over it. We kind of just got to go with the flow. So I feel like we've just kind of focused on being present, taking the moment as it comes, staying focused on the volleyball side. We don't have control over our travel, where we stay, what time we leave. So we're just going to take it one day at a time and try and stay on top of our schoolwork and stay focused on volleyball.
Yeah, I think a big thing for us is staying positive through adversity, especially with things that we can't control, like the traveling and our schedule and all that stuff. But I think that we've made big strides over the past couple training blocks, and I'm excited to see how we do.
For Maddie, you carried a very heavy load last year. What does it mean to have Emoni back and healthy, and how is that going to change your role a little bit with the team this year?
Yeah, I mean, it means the world to me. I kind of knew what she was going through last year because I had something kind of similar happen to me this season before. And just to see her come back so fast and to see her killing it on Team Canada is just like, makes me emotional a little bit. Like, I'm just so excited for her, and I can't wait to see what she does this season.
For the players, we talked about the travel possibility, but what gyms are you looking forward to playing for the first time? I mean, what you've seen probably on TV or heard about them. What gyms do you look forward to playing in the Big Ten?
Realistically, all of them. I can't wait to see all the gyms, but the big one that I'm looking forward to is at Wisconsin. We played there in the tournament, I think, 2 seasons ago, and we didn't play Wisconsin, but we played in the gym, and I can't wait to do it with Wisconsin across the net.
Yeah, and mine is Penn State. I feel like I've been hearing about this energy, this crazy gym, and I just can't wait to get there and experience it. So, yeah. I know.
Hi guys, Aaron Ferguson, Wisconsin State Journal. Welcome to the Big Ten. One of the things that Matt said from Oregon is that his calculations are that you get, at least his athletes will be in class more than the Pac-12 schedule had. Have you calculated that and found something similar?
You know, that's a good question. I know that that has been something that's looked at. I don't know the exact answer for that to give you at this time.
That's fine. And then just to follow up, obviously Keegan was at Washington for a little while. What advice has he given you about the transition or about travel or anything? Or is there even anything comparable, or is he just being quiet because he's a competitor now?
No, we're still friends. Obviously, we had a great working relationship, and we've been able to remain friends after. And he just talks about how great this conference is, you know, and how much they support volleyball, and how the network really wants volleyball to succeed and get them out in the forefront. And after going through this, everything he said is right. You know, the Big Ten, you guys do it right here. And it just makes it exciting for me as a coach to be able to showcase the players in our gym who work so hard. They deserve all this, that you guys work hard to get for them. So we're greatly honored and are excited to be a part of this conference.
Coach, we're honored to be with Brunson Academy. They're here today. Some aspiring journalists, 7th and 8th graders. They'd love to ask you some questions.
My name is Jason Weston from Brunson Elementary. My question for the players is, what is the one song that gets you hyped up for a big game? Before a big game.
I said this earlier, but DNA by Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, and mine right now is My House by Beyonce. But me and Maddie have this little duo song from the D to the A that I feel like is played before every single match. Yeah.
Do you agree with them? Are those good hype songs? Yeah.
Yeah, he said they're all right. They're all right.
Have you had My name is Duke Murray, and I'm from Bronson Elementary. I'm asking the students, have you ever had any other injuries other than your shoulder injury?
I feel like every other volleyball player, I've rolled my ankles more times than I can count. But other than that, my shoulder was the first big injury.
Yeah, I hurt my ankle and had ankle surgery 2 seasons ago, and that's the only big one I've had.
Another question for the players. So when y'all get drafted and play for like different teams, and it comes to the point to where y'all have to like play up against each other, how would y'all feel?
Go ahead.
I'd feel excited. I mean, Maddie's just a competitor, and like she makes you bring it. So if I ever see her across the net, I'm gonna have to bring it. So I think it would be a good competitive game.
Yeah, I was going to say ecstatic because the fact that we're both playing pro volleyball is insane, considering that we came in as freshmen together. So I would just be stoked to be there, to be honest with you, playing against Emoni Bush.
Coach, there's a lot of uncertainty kind of on the horizon, especially with the House settlement. Are you having conversations with administration about what the future could look like, and how do you deal with the uncertainty of what lies ahead for volleyball?
Yeah, we're in exciting times. We're having conversations of being able to pay student athletes, and yeah, our administration is staying on top of it and keeping us educated, as we continue to move forward, and they're willing to make sure that we're supported in a way where we can compete with all the best schools out there.
There's been discussions about style of play between the former Pac-12 schools and the Midwestern Big Ten schools. I wanted to ask what you think your style of play is and what can people expect to see this season as you take on some of those really physical teams.
Yeah, I mean, historically, Washington has been a really strong serving and blocking team. Those have kind of been the pillars of our program. But I feel like more specifically this next season, you can see a group of girls that are ready to get after it, that will go hard and give it their all every single point, no matter if we win or lose the point. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think areas like defense are going to be a big deal for us, considering the Big Ten is so good at it and makes it hard for us to score. We're going to have to figure out offensive shots that are going to work against these better defensive teams. But yeah, Monty summed it up pretty good.
A lot of new rule changes coming this year. For the players, what are your thoughts on the double contact rule? And then, Coach, the two liberos, do you have any idea? Are you planning to utilize that or how to integrate that into the system?
Yeah, we're definitely looking at the two libero. Just will depend on just what our needs are for the team and if that is something that we need that will help us. And so it's definitely something that we're considering and that we'll look at.
Yeah, as far as the double rule, I am so thankful. Thank you. Probably like the worst hands ever, so that rule definitely went in my favor, but I don't know. As an outside, I don't really do much of it, so I feel like, yeah.
Yeah, I think the double rule will just make, I don't know, passes that are way off the net, off the court, like shooting outside. I think it'll just make the game more elite. I'm excited to see what it's going to look like and how it's going to play into the game. Like, how far into doubles are we allowed to do? Like, can I hit it twice? Or like, so I'm excited to see that stuff.
Any other questions? If not, I have one final. So you've been through this series of speed dating sessions today, right? I'm curious, what was your favorite room, favorite question, favorite reaction throughout your first Big Ten media days?
Ooh, my favorite was the digital room with Emily. Me and Maddie got to play a bunch of games and just have fun. It was one of the ones where like felt like there was no pressure. Didn't feel like there was a camera in there staring at me. So yeah, it was one of the more fun ones today.
Yeah, I liked the studio. It was just really cool to see that setup and see how everything works from behind the scenes.
And yours was the media room, of course, right, Coach?
Yeah, the press conference was my favorite.
Coach, I want to thank you. Players, thanks so much. Welcome to the Big Ten Conference, and have a great season.
Thank you.
Thank you.